Well, hello and welcome back, and thanks for coming back. Where are we? Well, we're in the rear car park, the car park to the rear of the Harbour restaurants, and there's some big improvements going on. The rumour has it that they're going to improve all the car park around here, so when you park around here your car won't get so dirty and it'll be more level and all those kind of things. So that's a great thing indeed. There's a car coming up there because it's got these railings up, so let's take a little bit of a detour because I think we'll be able to get out just further down. If not, well, we'll be reversing. But luckily we've got a reversing camera, so it's not going to bother that much. I want to come down here and show you a view out across the blueness of the blue Mediterranean Sea. We're up by the Paphos Castle. We're at the start of the walk all the way from the Paphos Castle area and out across to Paphos Beach Resort and of course the Lighthouse Beach. Look at that for a start of a video. That is a spectacularity of a view indeed. Straight out across the slightly not quite so blue Mediterranean Sea. But one thing's for sure, the temperature, well, 28 degrees. We're before 1 o'clock in the afternoon, so that's not bad. We're having a pretty good day in the second week of October. So if you're looking for some winter sun, I'm telling you what, get yourself on a big bird or a canoe and start paddling like crazy. Paphos, Cyprus, Marika and me, the island of love, is waiting especially for you. And there's no doubt that we are. As you can see, there's a few modifications going. They're cutting out some bits of the tarmac, so those are going to be the entrance points, obviously. And then rumour has it that they're going to be doing a bit of gravelling and then a bit of tarmacking. So that's a great improvement. All these things take time, but once they're done, I'm telling you, Paphos is going to come back much better than it ever was before. Stronger, faster, yeah. It's like the Steve Austin of resorts all around the world. But there's one thing for sure, the harbour, as we can see, is very busy indeed. That's the harbour car park on there to the left. Currently at the moment it's free, but what I have noticed over the last week or so, they are not switching on the street lights in there at night. So there was big complaints about it last year, and all the bulbs were replaced because it was like a bit of a, you know, not a nice place to be walking around. Lots of cars and quietness, and then often the odd young person hanging around, so people start getting connotations of getting robbed and mugged and all those kind of things. Anyway, point of the matter is, it had new street lights and they were switched on certainly up until about 6 weeks ago, and now they've started switching them off. And I think it's a bit of intimidation is what it is, to try and sway excuse me while I die, to sway the people's minds into allowing the municipality to put pay meters in, or even smart parking as they call it these days, so that they can charge you to park in that car park. It's coming, there's no doubt about it, it's coming, there's no doubt. It's been free for a long time. The land was gifted to the municipality on the understanding that it would always be free parking. But of course, I've said it before, politicians are sneaky little chappies, and girlies by the way, let's not be sexist, and they're always coming up with cunning little plans on how to make more money, aren't they? So their argument is that they have to maintain it. Yeah, so switching the street lights off, I think you probably got it. Yes, that's right. It's called intimidation, and eventually the populace will give in, because we always do, don't we? And we allow the people at the top of the tree to milk us and milk us and milk us. If we come back in life, we know what we want to be. Politicians, that's the way to be, because they don't seem to work that hard and they seem to do very well. They never seem to earn that much, so they say, but whenever they retire, they always seem to have done somehow very well indeed. Anyway, that's the rant over, Mr. Andy. It certainly is. That's the T for 2 coming up. That's the one that sits at the top of the crest of the downtown Kedar Paphos promenade. And apparently the other day, Sir Bernie and Lady Jan were sitting in there having their final breakfast before they returned to the UK. And apparently some guy in a black Jaguar purred past. Well, I must be honest, the odds are it was probably me. Although I have noticed there now are 3, if not 4, black Jaguars in and around Paphos, which is very annoying indeed. What can I say? One's on diplomatic plates, so one would assume that that's probably a British diplomat, I would have thought. There's one owned by a gentleman who's got a fishing boat down in the harbour, and there's another one I've seen knocking about which I'm not sure who owns it, and perhaps it's not even a Paphos car, perhaps it only came here today, I don't know. There's also a white one and there's also a goldy one, so it's quite an exclusive club. So the odds are, if you see a black Jaguar XJ, which is always clean by the way, driving around in and around Paphos, it's probably Mr. Paul. So if you want to wave me down, jump in front of me, I promise you that I will not run over you, I promise. Well, you never know. If I notice you're not subscribed on the channel, I might then reverse over you, but I'm only joking. This is the Bar Street area of Paphos, by the way, and we're now heading up through Paphos because Mr. Paul wants to go for a coffee, so we're going to head towards the Neon Mall. That's where we're going. I believe it's one of the best coffee shops in Paphos, and on top of all that, it's got great parking, and you can go to the shops now and again as well. So if you want to buy a pair of new Under Armour sports shoes, that's what you do. That's what I did. And I bought some Sketcher ones as well, in blue. Don't worry, they're always in blue. I bought some of these Sketcher, I don't know what they call them. They call them slip-on. So they looks like a lace, but of course it's just stretchy. And then the back doesn't move when you put your foot into it, so you can put your foot in without using your hands. It's quite a clever idea, to be honest. Or perhaps I'm getting old. I don't know. But I'm not sure about them. I like them. They're very, very comfortable. Don't get me wrong. But I find they ruck up the rear of your jeans at the back because of the slip-on thing. But I do think they're a good idea. Anyway, I went on the Skechers website, the international one, the American version. My God, have they got some different designs in their shoes. If only they brought them to Cyprus, I'd buy half of them, because there's an awful lot of Skechers shoes on there that I really, really liked. And there's no doubt that they're very, very comfortable indeed. So I've not bought Skechers before. And people have told me for a long time, look, you're doing a lot of walking, why don't you buy Skechers? They're really, really comfortable. So the other day, I went and bought a pair, and yeah, they're nice. So thank you, thank you, thank you. So from now on, I'll be hunting down Skechers, always in blue, of course. Right, let's get across this inner ring road, as we call it. We are going to go up into Universal, and we'll go around the back of the police station and those kind of things. Perhaps get arrested on the way, you never know, because Captain Stavros has not beaten me for quite a long time now. He's not arrested me for a couple of years. So anyway, let's keep going. We're deep in Universal. Coming up here as a bearing point, we've got the mini market kiosk over there called the Centro Universal, and then just over here is the Amazon kiosk. Two great little mini supermarkets. Basically, if you're in a hotel or you're staying around here and you need any odds and bobs or sods, get into those places. They even sell Romeo and Juliet's, which is cigars. But of course, if you're from downtown Southend, that must mean it's a la-di-da. So all these new phrases that Mr. Paul's getting to learn, because he's meeting all these different people. So Sir Bernard, I'll be doing a la-di-da-ding, especially for you, very soon. And there's the evidence. There you go. Look at that. A Romeo and Juliet #2. So I'm off to the coffee shop. Sir Martin, I'm going to smoke it especially for you. Lord Derek Scully, I'm going to smoke it especially for you. That's for sure. And of course, we're going to have a great time. Whereas I'm going to, well, we were talking, I don't know if I told you the story about Martin, Sir Martin. He's got a girl in his life called Lady Victoria. Anyway, we met up. We had a great meal, by the way. We did Princess Tracy was with us as well. We had a great time, and then they went off to Flares after that because they're a lot younger than us. But anyway, we were sitting in the Pelican restaurant pontificating and fantasizing about the Marika and Me lounge bar, which will open in a couple of years, don't worry, if you're looking for somewhere to come. And the idea maybe would be to open a hotel as well. That's the plan. Originally that's Sir Richard's plan, by the way, but it's been fantasized upon. And the idea is to have a smoking lounge in the hotel. Now I understand that the legalities of the world says that smoking in a building is not allowed, but you know, there's always a way around legalities, isn't there? Shall we be smart? Shall we be clever? No, we're waiting in the queue. I was going to take a shortcut, especially for you, but the odds are it won't be that short, because the lights have just changed to green. 5-6 cars we won't get through on this occasion, because Lady Andrea is going to switch those lights to bloody red. But never mind, we'll sit there and we'll chat about life and smoking lounges and the legalities of opening one inside a hotel. So, as me and Sir Martin were talking about it, we were saying that, you know, you're not allowed to have a smoking lounge inside a building, are you? So there's obviously got to be a politician, we're back onto that note, somewhere in the world that we can bribe that will allow Marika and me to build a hotel and to have a smoking lounge in it and allow people to smoke in it. There you go, simple as that. So we're hunting for that politician. If you're watching, drop it in the comments, and I'm pretty sure there could be a few €1,000 in it for you, and of course a Romeo and Juliet. Now, where are we? Well, we are on the road that takes you to the municipality part of Paphos. In other words, to where the government office is. If you go left down there, if you go right, you'd go back towards the fire station and the police station. We are going to go across, so we're going to go a bit to the right and then a bit to the left, and we're going to wiggle and we're going to waggle up towards the Neon Mall of Paphos, because that's where we're going, because that's where I'm going to go smoke the Romeo and Juliet, and that's where I'm going to go and have a coffee, and I'm also going to do some editing and some uploading of a couple of YouTube videos. So otherwise you won't have anything to watch a little bit later, because yes, we are almost live. Those of you who watch the channel perhaps understand that everything we do is live. There's no editing to the video. When I say editing, I mean putting on the thumbnail, so that's the picture at the start, and of course putting on the tags and the description and those kind of things. We don't edit in our videos. What you see is live. What you see is what we see, and what you see normally is just 24 hours later than when it was filmed. Sometimes it can be 48 hours if we're trying to get a day off, if you understand me. But we go out filming 6 days a week. What you see is from the day before, and sometimes what you see is from 24, 48 hours, shall we say, before. But it's live, and if you come over to us, whatever you say on camera will be live, unless you, of course, swear too much, and then, of course, well, we'll have to slap you. Simple as that. Because it's not allowed. Well, it is allowed on YouTube, but we don't like it because we like to think of ourselves as, you know, a semi-family channel, shall we say. We understand we go to the line now and again with some of our, well, Benny Hilliness, shall we call it? Anyway, there we are. We're off to the Neon Mall because Mr. Paul desperately needs a coffee. I've not had a coffee all day, by the way. Come on, feel sorry for Mr. Paul. Mr. Paul's been up from 6:30 in the morning. He's been whizzing around doing this, whizzing around doing that. Had a chat with this chap and a chat with that chap, but I haven't actually had a coffee, and that's the truth. And I haven't had a Romeo and Juliet, and that's the truth. So we're going to go down this way, which is going to bring us to the back, or the rear end of the Blue Cross Hospital. And you ponder, why have they tarmac this road? This piece of road has been tarmac, and there's roads all over Paphos, main roads all over Paphos. There are absolutely Sherlock Holmes. What can you say? Must be a politician living on this road, that's what I'd say. Must be a politician. Now, we need to go down, like I say, because if we don't go down, we're too high up, because the Neon Mall is just over there. Which I don't, what is you ranting on about? Well, we're going to the Neon Mall. This is the rear of the Blue Cross Hospital on the left, and the Blue Cross Hospital fronts the road that goes to the mall. Understand me now? Yeah, I think you do. So we're going to go that way. Someone's knocked a big hole in that place, obviously we're going to improve that apartment. That's the Neon Mall. There it is. Now what we've got to do is get across this carriageway, which is quite simple, because we're going to do that, there's not that much traffic around, and then we get into that lane on the right. Okay, look at this, thanks Andrea, there you go. Lady Andrea is doing a job very, very well. Change the lights bang on cue, and that's McDonald's. That's one of her favourite places in the world, although don't be thinking you can use your bonus points in there, Lady Andrea. Oh no, not a Big Mac in there. It's about €6 now. €6, yeah. All right, you get a medium-sized Coke and some small fries, but that's a lot of money, yeah. So McDonald's is not cheap in downtown Paphos. That's Keo beer. If you fancy a pint or two, well, a can or a bottle, I think a bottle is $7.50, isn't it? So is that more than a pint? I think it is, isn't it? I'm not sure. But anyway, that's Keo. If you want to do a burglary and get some beer, that's the place to go. We're going to go round this roundabout. Try not to ram this swift. He's not going that swift, is he? No, pontificating on something. Doesn't appear to have his seatbelt on either. If only I was a policeman, I could make an absolute fortune if I only charged €1 for each offence. We are going to take a left, and we're going to turn into the Neon Paphos Mall. This is it. Pretty busy, as it always is, but guess what? When they go and build 3,000 square metres of shops to the back of it, in other words, doubling its size, and when the little supermarket opens up, which is going to be in this end piece here, this place is going to be, well, the place to be, that's for sure. They say the foot traffic at the moment is around about 8,000 people a day, and they're saying that they estimate that by the end of next year, it's going to double to around about 16,000 people a day. That's an awful lot of people coming to the Neon Mall. So what I suggest they do is build a much, much bigger coffee shop. Now, this is the main car park up above, but Mr. Paul, well, he is a stupid man, don't get me wrong, but I don't like to park my car unless it's undercover. So if there's undercover parking, always try and park your car there. Why? If it rains, it can't get dirty. If it's too sunny, it can't get the paint damaged. Do you understand? See? Park your car underground. And of course, I will walk even less than those people, because I'm going to go and park right by the door and right by the escalator. You see? There's a method in my madness. I may be stupid, well, I am stupid, but I'm not that stupid. So here we go, we're going to park here, and we're actually going to park in 4 parking spaces, because this is a big car, and well, I've been known to bribe the manager of the Neon Mall now and again with a Romeo and Juliet, so I'm allowed to park in 4 spaces. So there we go. Thanks very much for watching. If you like what you see, hit the like, click that subscribe, perhaps come back for a little bit more of our madness, and don't forget to think about joining us as a superstar member on the Buy Me a Coffee platform, only €10 a month. If you like what you see, perhaps consider to buy us a coffee or 2, virtually of course on the Buy Me a Coffee platform. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again very, very soon indeed.